It is the 28th of May, 2026. And here's what we'll have. You'll enjoy the sun this morning, a chance of rain coming back in the forecast this afternoon, 60% chance of showers, high of 83. Friday, 70% chance of rain, 83. Saturday and Sunday, both days, about a 60% chance of showers, and highs will be in the mid to low 80s. That's what we're looking at. Thank you for listening to Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com, now on YouTube, Real Talk 995 TV, and of course, download our free app. The app is right there on your phone. You can listen to us just via streaming. You can watch us from YouTube from your device. Podcasts are there, and you can text and call us from that app as well. So it's kind of an all-in-one type of deal. So download that.
I was just enjoying it yesterday afternoon while I was working in my kitchen. I cranked up a little Leland Live on the app, played it through my Bluetooth speaker.
Cool.
And sounded really good. And that app is absolutely fun. It's very distracting, actually. There's a lot of stuff on there.
There is a lot of stuff on there.
I really just want to listen to the show. I don't want to play any of your games. Granger Thaggart Auction Marketing has got the perfect solution for your undivided ownership piece of property, but not just that. Jack Granger had a conversation with one of our listeners not too long ago who walked in and said, okay, Dixon and Vining got me. They got me. They got me here. How about that? Let's talk about what you can do for me in terms of this particular piece of property, which is difficult to price. He'd apparently been around to a few different listing agents and got opinions, and they all had a different opinion on what this thing should be priced at. And finally, he came to the conclusion, let the market decide. The market is going to make the decision in the long run, and it is going to be the right decision, and it's going to get me the best market value. It is a funny game that you play when you decide you're going to sell a piece of property. You set that price too high. It sits there forever. You have to keep chipping away at the price, try to make it look a little bit more attractive. People start to wonder, what's wrong with that property? How come nobody's buying it? And the next thing you know, you've taken it way, way, way down below where you'd like it to be. Or if you price it too low, somebody comes by and buys it immediately, and you can't help but think, I could have gotten another $20,000 out of this thing. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, when you go with Granger Thaggart Auction Marketing and you have an auction for that piece of property, a house, a commercial building, a piece of real estate, whatever it may be, you're going to get the best market value at that time. Visit gtauctions.com to find out more. Find out how you can know about the date of sale, date of close, how the buyer pays all the closing costs and the cost of sale. It's really a wonderful experience, as this gentleman found out with Granger Thaggart Auction Marketing. He's so glad he listened to us, and he's so glad he went to gtauctions.com. You should go and find out more. Treasure hunters have found the biggest Viking coin hoard in the country's history, 2,970 coins, silver, bearing the names of rulers, including the legendary King Canute.
King Canute.
King Canute. He was a blues legend, King Canute. People don't know that. These don't, by the way.
As opposed to Eric the Red.
These don't look like coins. They look like rocks.
Yeah, that's if you ran across it, you might be like,
So it
what
doesn't
is
even
this?
look like a doubloon.
No. It's not pieces of 8 or anything. But they did, in fact, these two hobbyists uncovered one of the largest Viking coin hoards ever found, fittingly in a Nordic country, obviously.
Yeah, just scroll down a little bit further and you'll see another image and you're like, oh, now that's beautiful. Yikes.
The treasure hunters, Rune Setre and Vigard Surely, suspected they had uncovered a hoard when they found 19 silver coins on April 10th.
Yeah.
They contacted local officials at Inlandet County Authority, and the site soon became the center of a major archaeological investigation. See, we in the United States, we would never play that.
No, you'd be like, don't call anybody.
We'd be like, just keep this on the down low until we find all of these.
Yes.
Once we have them, then we can go ahead and talk to somebody and go, look what we found. Yeah, coins were minted between the 980s and the 1040s. Bear the names of rulers including Aethelred II, Otto III, Harold Hardrada, Harold Hardrada.
Man.
In other words, Harold hard to say.
Yeah, hard, not going to work anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And the legendary King Canute.
King Canute.
King Canute. Most of the coins were minted in England or Germany, which officials said reflects the strong foreign influence on Norway's economy during the late Viking age.
How exciting for these guys to run across this, you know? It looks like they're out in the middle of a field, like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
You know, it's not like, you know, on a ship that was sunk or anything like this. You're just like out in the field and you run across this. I mean, it's massive.
How does somebody like leave these? Was that the bank and the whole thing just tumbled around it and all this is still alive?
Don't know.
We don't know.
It's so strange.
Hannah Gearin,
Good for them.
Director General of the Directorate of Federal Heritage, said she could hardly believe my ears when I heard about the find. Coin hoard without parallel in a Norwegian country. Norwegian.
That's what Tim Conway.
So-
Is this like
Mrs.
finders
Wiggins.
keepers?
No, well, that's what we were saying. We're like, why'd you contact anybody?
I mean, I'd be happy to let everybody know, but I mean,
Yeah.
in the end, I'm the one that found it. How much of a cut? At
Oh.
least I better get a good sized
Ask
cut of it.
Mel Fisher when he found the Atocha,
Yeah.
how much they took from that.
Yeah. Well, there recently have been these problems where, like, somebody found another Spanish shipwreck off the coast of, I don't know, Portugal, something like that. And they're like, wow, look at this. We found all this great stuff. There's bars of gold, and this is fantastic. And Spain's like, that's ours.
Mm-hmm.
That's all ours. You're like, you weren't
didn't
looking for
find
it.
it.
You didn't find it. But, you know, if you, for instance, came onto my property and dug a hole and found gold, that's not your gold. That's my gold. It's on my property, you know? So I get why this may be. And by the way, things are different in Norway and Sweden. They're not like us.
They're much nicer.
Kinder,
Kinder,
nicer.
gentler.
Yeah, less finders keepers.
Yeah.
A little more like they have a saying there that the tallest flower gets lopped off, so you kind of try to fit in with the pack.
Oh,
Don't
they're
don't
like
make
that,
waves.
are they?
Yes, they are.
They're not capitalists.
No.
That's what they're not.
That's about right.
That's what you're saying about the
Yeah,
flower.
I think that's safe to
Cut
say.
that flower down.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't be richer and bigger and, you know, better looking than anyone. Cut that
Citron-
flower
Unless
down.
you're ABBA.
Satre and Surly immediately got in touch and have done everything by the book in full accordance with the Director of Cultural Heritage's guidelines. They have been highly cooperative and have actively contributed to securing and documenting the find in the best possible way. See, we would never do this.
Of course not.
We would go.
We'd be like,
Yeah.
we'll be back in the middle of the night when no
Okay.
one's around and grab everything else.
First, fill your pockets up.
As a matter of fact, we'll just get a backhoe.
Yeah.
Instead of just with this wand looking for it, just dig everything up and bring it back to the wherever, and we'll go through it then.
Sift it.
Sift it.
Sift through it, and we'll hold on to. Take this stuff off to
Ah.
Alabama Gold Refinery or whatever, and see what we can do with it. Yeah, they are. These guys are actual. They seem to be in it more for the historical value than they do for the actual
Fine.
value,
Yeah.
which I get. I understand that. I mean, you know, they're worth more than what's printed on them. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
You know, but also they're worth a lot just because they're made of, in some cases, gold, in some cases, silver. They're worth a lot. Could you hold on to look? I just want 10%.
Right.
I'm not asking for a lot.
There's
here.
nothing wrong with that.
No. What do you got? You got almost 3,000 of those coins. How about you give us 300?
That works.
Let us hold on to 300. We get to pick the 300.
Well, imagine, and again, they're using some of those devices metal detectors that you find things. It's probably like one for my pocket and one for you. One for my pocket, one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Might be doing a little of that. Oh, this is a really nice one here in my pocket.
Now, it's my understanding that in order to use the metal detector, you have to show up in shorts, socks, and sandals. Is that true?
I don't think so.
And you have to wear a turtleneck.
It might
Think
be
some
different.
of-
Might be different in Norway.
It's a little colder. They're there in jackets. One guy in short sleeves. Everybody else is all bundled up.
So a hoodie and shorts.
Maybe so.
It's Norway.
Mm-hmm.
Forget it, Jake. It's Norway. 8:15 with Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. 545-9950. The number of texts we are receiving today is prodigious, and we are unable to get to all of them, but we appreciate everybody who does text. We do read them all and make fun of you behind your back, which is great. We love that. No, we do not. We'll make fun of you right to your face. That's how we roll here. You know how it is, man. Come on. I know there's something going on. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk 995.com. 8:19 our time. Rain in the forecast for this afternoon and tomorrow and on Saturday. Just get used to it. It's going to rain a little bit every day. A little bit every day. And then it'll move on. It'll be okay.
Yep. 4 more days of this, and then we should be out of it.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, here's the thing.
Just long enough to make sure that we have the entire Barron's homestand set up for possible rain delays.
All right.
Boy, between that and the SEC baseball tournament, have had enough of that.
Stop trying to play sports. It's raining out there. Knock it off.
Speaking of having enough of this wet weather, if some of you are right now thinking to yourself, I should have called B-Dry before all this rain, it's not too late. Call B-Dry today. My good friend David Fevet is there to assist you with anything water-wise when it comes to water in places that it's not supposed to be. Okay, for instance, your basement. And you're like, well, I haven't really seen any water. Do you smell it? Do you smell or see mildew on the walls? Those are indications that water is coming into your home somehow, and you really notice it on days like we've had with all this rain and then all the humidity, too, hanging in there. Crawl space is another place that water gets to, but B-Dry Foundation and Waterproofing, home of the lifetime warranty, will come to your rescue. Yes, just like they have a cape on their back. They're so good at what they do, a local company that's been in business for over 65 years. That in itself should tell you a lot about this company, and I believe what David Fevet and these guys do. So call the pros today, and for a limited time, this is just for a short period of time, so take advantage of it, 25% off encapsulation of those areas like the crawl space. They can explain everything, how this process works. They'll lock it in, dry it all out, and then you don't have to worry about any more water issues or air quality issues that might be affecting your home. The professionals at B-Dry know how to do this. They do it every single day, and for 6 decades, they've been fixing these problems, like cracking in the foundation of your home, too. It's another thing that happens when you get water in some of these places. Get in touch with them today, 942-1976, or online. It's bdryalabama.com.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, investigators are looking into a fire that damaged some storage trailers outside the Lovelady thrift store on Old Springville Road yesterday. They're saying now arson is really what it appears to be.
Oh, yeah.
That fire started about 3 a.m. yesterday, and it does appear to be intentionally set. Store officials looked at some surveillance video of the area right after it happened, and they said, hey, we saw what appears to be a young male lighting something on fire and setting it into one of these 18-wheelers. Police are now searching for a person of interest. There was a young male seen on images inside a nearby store, and they want to talk to that person. They don't know for sure whether or not he is the individual that may have set the fires, but certainly he's a person of interest. No damage to the thrift store, but again, these 18-wheelers are filled with donated inventory that Lovelady Thrift Store needs.
Yep.
And now it's all gone. So, if you've got some items that you want to donate, I know the Lovelady Thrift Store would really like to have it. So think of them maybe in the coming days and weeks and months. If you've got something you would like to donate, that you donate it to them because they need a little help.
I can tell you this. The Lovelady Center is an amazing place. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it's huge, and there are over 400 women there at any given time, 450 sometimes. It's quite a number of women who are rehabbing or getting away from bad situations or whatever the situation may be. It costs a lot to run this place every year, like $28 million to run this thing. Half of it is donated to them. Mm-hmm. The other half they make through their thrift stores. That's astounding to me that they're making $14 million a year out of these thrift stores that they have. Yeah. So, they lose a couple of tractor trailers full of clothing.
That's a lot of money.
They need something to make that up, guys.
Yeah, so, they're looking at about they said they're looking at about $80,000 that was lost.
All right.
In revenue for them.
Come through.
So, think about them, y'all,
help them out.
Going forward. And the U.S. fired more defensive strikes against Iran and intercepted multiple drones in the Strait of Hormuz to try and maintain the ceasefire, and that's why these are called defensive strikes. Some people would say, well, this looks like the ceasefire is over if all this is going on. No, these are defensive strikes, so that doesn't really affect the ceasefire. But I think we're getting close here. Even Donald Trump said yesterday that Iran is negotiating on fumes and abusing its long-running strategy of delay tactics to try to outweight him. And Donald Trump said, you can't outweight me. Here's the thing. Your economy is crumbling. Nothing is moving in or out of Iran right now. And it's a simple thing. We've said it over and over. You can't have nukes. You're not going to have enriched uranium. And we're going to stop what you're doing in the Strait of Hormuz. Those tankers need to get through there. Countries need those products. And Iran is right now attempting to stop some of that. So we're going to stop Iran one way or another.
They're in terrible shape, but they seem to be holding out. And I don't know how much longer they can. Some experts say it could be months. Others say, no, weeks at most. And, the blockade seems to have been doing more damage than the bombing. And they don't seem to fear the bombing. You say, like, all right, well, we're just going to have to go out and start taking out your power plants and your bridges. And they're like, whatever. You do what you got to do. We're still going to be here. And we're never giving up our uranium. Okay, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And, ultimately, I think everybody would love for this to end peacefully. I just don't see a path for that right now. And I think Donald Trump is, again, doing his dead level best to make it happen. And he's seeing, hey, we're running out of time here. When he says negotiating on fumes, that means there's not much left.
Yeah, he thinks they don't have much left,
Yeah.
but they seem to have withstood everything thus far.
Well, they won't withstand another attack, that's for sure.
That's true.
So it appears we have a judge suspended earlier this week, and now she's in further trouble because now there is a person that has filed a lawsuit against her. We learned that a candidate that was running for a state legislative office was accusing Yeshiba Blanchard, she's the judge, of impropriety during the election and wants a circuit court clerk to intervene. Myra Ruffin-Blackman, who ran for House District 57, filed that complaint in the Bessemer Court this week. Blackman says that Judge Blanchard's association with Representative Patrick Sellers, whom Blackman challenged in the Democratic primary, created a conflict that prevented her from being fair. And apparently, it looks as if Blackman noted that Blanchard has hired two of Sellers' sisters to her staff. There's a whole bunch of conflicts here. There's a whole bunch of problems. And this is just another problem for this judge. If we go back and look at the reasons that she was suspended, this judge should never be wearing the black robe.
One of them is that she had acted as a lawyer in some case that then eventually made its way into her courtroom, and now she was going to be the judge in the case that she had been a lawyer in. It's like, no, you recuse yourself.
Yes, that's
under those
exactly
circumstances,
right.
as she should have when it came to dealing with, the brother of two of her employees. You don't take that case. That makes no sense at all. But she seemed to think that she was the final authority. She could make these decisions. She's currently suspended and may not get that robe back at this point.
It doesn't look very good for her, and she may end up being in a little bit more hot water with this particular situation.
Well, it's just goofy, and I don't know what we need to do here. It is really a cause for concern. I saw a graph the other day that showed how the liberal mindset and more education go hand in hand. In other words, if you make your way to an Ivy League school and you find your way through it, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, whatever it may be, at some point, you're going to be indoctrinated liberally. And consequently, most graduates have a liberal mindset because they've just been surrounded by liberal thought. It's all they've been exposed to all this time. And so we're eventually going to end up with judges and lawyers who are just all lefties all the time. And it's going to be impossible to get a fair shake. You think what happened with Trump and E. Jean Carroll in a court of law was, that was offsides, that was out of bounds. It's going to become more and more common that you're going to have these people making decisions based upon how they feel rather than facts in the case, and that terrifies me.
Oh, it does me as well. And we've got to be careful about who we put in the black robes and put in these courtrooms because, again, we've seen it in a lot of these blue cities where they're just, easy on crime, and out the door goes somebody who commits another crime, only it's a more serious crime. Now someone's dead.
Yeah.
That's innocent, that shouldn't be dead, because we have judges like this, and it's a real problem.
I know that it would be considered probably racist to say, well, maybe just look at the name and go, not someone named Yeshiba. just right off the bat, you just go, that's a stupid name. Where's Doris? Can we get Doris in the black robe? That's the kind of person we want. Elizabeth. We want Elizabeth wearing a black robe.
You never know. You never know based on a name, what you're really getting.
Mm-hmm.
Because, there are some good judges out there.
Named Yoshiba?
I don't know anyone else with that name.
I don't think
but,
there is another
is there a possibility somebody has that name and they're rock solid? Sure. But, we're not doing a very good job of vetting some of these judges.
No. And once they get into a position of authority, it's very, very difficult
to get them out of there.
Them out of there. It took quite a lengthy complaint to get this one suspended.
Yeah, this has been going on for quite some time, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the scenes, there's a lot of people who say this has been bad for a long time, and they're like, finally, they got her out of there.
Somebody should have been looking at this before we ever got to this place. 8:30, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk99.5.com. It's Thursday. That means it's Friday Eve. We're phoning it in tomorrow. Well, Valerie won't even be here. Hopefully they'll be singing this in Iran soon. Come on. Ouch, you dropped the bomb on me. That was painful.
You dropped the bomb on me.
You can drop the bomb on
Baby.
me.
You dropped the bomb on me.
835 Dixon Divining Talk 99.5 Talk 995.com. When you have got a business that needs a truck, could be for deliveries, could be to move your stuff from place to place. You know, your equipment, your tools, whatever it may be. Could be because you need to move people around. That happens too. They got cargo vans. They've got passenger vans. They've got combination cargo and passenger vans. They have pickup trucks. They have box trucks. They have flatbeds. Who am I talking about? Work trucks, of course. 2324 3rd Avenue South, downtown, where they're all about trucks. They also are online at worktruckswithannxllc.com. Here's an opportunity for you to go take a good long look at the trucks of your dreams right there online and just skate around, take a look at all the great stuff they have. You can get something newer, something older, something that fits your price range. They save you a lot of work because they scour the country, bring them in from all over, put them through a 125-point inspection, get them painted white, and put them on the lot. Good deal all around. Work Trucks with an XLLC.com or downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South. Trade finance, get an extended warranty at Work Trucks where they are all about trucks. Jeff, joke of the day. You ready? Here it comes. Man went to the doctor for a checkup. The doctor told him he had 6 months to live. Man said, Doc, is there anything I can do to help this out? Doctor said, yes, you can move to Arkansas, marry the ugliest woman you can find, and open a pig farm. Guy says, Doc, is this going to make me live longer? Doctor said, no, but it will be the longest 6 months of your life.
Sounds like a joke you'd come up with.
I was thinking the same thing.
My jokes are better than that. My jokes are better than that. You know it.
And you didn't
take that back.
Here's what I'm shocked.
I will not.
You didn't change a thing. You read it verbatim.
Well, he pretty much got it right.
Yeah.
He got the joke right.
We pretty much got it right.
I'm familiar with the joke.
What would you change?
I would say, he says, would it make it seem long? Well, would it make me live longer? He said, no, it'll seem like the longest 6 months of your life. I would use the word seem. Seem like the longest 6 months of your life.
It would be
the
longest 6 months of your life.
I went to the doctor the other day, and I had a very, very bad liver disease. And the doctor said, we can fix it, but it's going to be costly, and insurance isn't going to cover it. I said, oh, my God, what are we talking about? He goes, well, give me $4,000 up front, and then it's going to be $800 a month for the next 5 years. I said, that's like buying a car. He said, I am.
It's terrible. Terrible.
That's my doctor.
Terrible.
That's my
Just
doctor
terrible.
right there. That was the funniest thing this morning, says Joe.
Wow.
Where's the block button on this thing again? How do we get to it?
right here. I'll take care of it for you.
Yeah,
there he
you go.
goes. Bye, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Okay,
kidding.
our favorite guy is back in the news.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about. Brian Hooker.
Way to go, Brian. If y'all don't know Brian by now, you should.
Yeah.
You're not paying close attention if you don't know Brian
It's
Hooker.
like greatest hits.
It is.
Let's start the story from the beginning for those
So-
people who have not yet tuned in.
Let's sit right down to the Taylors. Dun, 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 dun.
Brian is down in the Bahamas with his wife. They have what they call a yacht. It's really more of just a big sailboat. And they live on it. This is what they're doing in their retirement. They're sailing around. Now, there's some history that Brian apparently had choked his wife and done some abusive things or whatever.
Was
But
it drunk?
One night, they go into shore, to have a little food, enjoy. And they don't do that in the sailboat. They do that in a dinghy. They take a dinghy from the sailboat, which is moored off the coast, and they then take it into the town, and they have themselves a nice little seafood dinner. And then they get back in their dinghy at about 7:30, and they're headed back to the sailboat.
Right.
And at 4 a.m., Brian shows up in a marshy area in the dinghy and says, my wife fell overboard. Rough seas. We were trying to get back to the sailboat. She fell overboard. She, by the way, had the lanyard that had the key to the dinghy, so I couldn't even get the thing started. I had to row the whole thing here, which is why it took from 7 a.m. until 4 a.m. It's been a nightmare. I looked for her. She's nowhere to be found. She was swimming back to the sailboat last I saw. Now, that's a different story than what he originally told, but anyway, that's what he's saying. I saw her swimming back to the sailboat.
Oh, you saw her swimming.
Yeah, that was the
Right.
claim, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sure, okay. Well,
Stories
Right.
about to unravel for this man.
He was taken into custody, was in custody for 5 days in the Bahamas. They never charged him with anything because they couldn't.
Because
poke
it's
any
the
holes in the
Bahamas.
story.
He's not in the
Right.
he's not here.
Couldn't find anything.
Right.
Well, We find out later that he has got an infrared camera on his boat. It's attached to the boat that he might have used to help try to find his wife's body at the very least, or find her if she was still alive. We also now find out that his tracking data, the sailboat, tracking data, went dark for 11 hours.
Oh, and the times are very suspicious.
The night she went missing.
Very suspicious here.
Yeah, it went offline at 9:29 p.m., didn't resume until 8:40 a.m., something which a maritime expert calls highly
unusual. That means somebody had to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the wife?
Oh, sure.
You suppose, as he said, she made it back to the boat and she turned it off?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it goes off at 9:29 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back on at 8:40 a.m. the next morning. Now, he says he's in the dinghy at 7:30.
Yep.
And he's out in the water floundering around and finally gets inland at 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So who turned the transmitter off at 9:29?
But wait, there's even more information.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, there's more. They managed to find, because he apparently had his cell phone on him, that he pinged a couple of towers, including in places where they had not yet searched, because he never said he was there.
Interesting, isn't that?
So
we got some pinging. We got some unusual stuff happening on the boat with the transmitter.
let's put a fine point on this and explain it the way I see
Are you
this
still
happen.
believing now that she just fell out of the dinghy?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I believe him wholeheartedly. Here's what I think happened. They had themselves a little fight in the restaurant.
They did.
They got into the dinghy. They went back to the boat. By all means, let's get ourselves into a smaller, more confined place. They actually went all the way back to the boat. They had it out. He ended up
hitting her,
yeah,
or she fell and hit her
choking
head, or
something.
he did something to her.
Something went horribly wrong. She
Right.
didn't go overboard, by the way, because if she did, they would have found the body right away, right there near the sailboat. He turns off the transponder, telling anybody where he is. He sails the boat out somewhere else, dumps the body, comes back, moors himself in approximately the same place, gets in the dinghy, paddles it all the way to shore to get to this marshy area, and tells this story about how, oh, my wife fell overboard. What a nightmare. Now, obviously, he made it back to the boat by 8:20 so he could turn the transponder back on again. But that's, right now, that is the theory that they're working on, is that he may have put her in the dinghy and taken her someplace else and dumped her, but why turn the transponder off then? I think
He moved the boat.
he moved
the boat, and he didn't want people to be able to track where
he didn't want
went.
people to know where he was going. Didn't want people to know where he'd been. So he turned that thing off, sailed off to another place, got rid of the body, came back, and now they say they're going to take a little close look at. And he may have been on the boat when he pinged with the cell phone, when he pinged these other towers to say this is where. So they're sending divers into those areas to look and see if they can find her.
I don't think they're going to find her.
They may not.
I don't think they're going to, unless she's on land somewhere.
Mm.
I mean, and I guess that's possible if he put her in the dinghy
Mm-hmm.
and went somewhere via the dinghy rather than moving the boat.
If you've
But
ever
still,
gone
the
somewhere via the dinghy, you know how painful
This
it can be.
transponder going off
Mhm.
means more than likely he moved the sailboat rather than just moving about in the
Yeah.
smaller boat.
Yeah, chances are good he actually did move that sailboat, and he disposed of the body in such a way as to be indistinguishable, because they can't prove anything right now because they don't have the details. If they are able to find the body and they're able to find that she has some sort of pre-drowning injury,
Yeah, like
Then-
a head
then the-
injury, or
yeah.
she was strangled, or something like that, or who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I think that if
Shot,
something,
stabbed, could
yeah,
be
if
anything. We
if
don't
she had been shot or stabbed, there probably would have been blood on the boat somewhere. They would have detected that. But again, he still had plenty of time to clean it up. You've got all the stuff on the boat to clean it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this is what happens.
Waiting for Peter Falk to come in a rumpled trench coat and go. And one more thing.
That's what we need.
One more question for you, sir.
And that's
Just
the
wanna
one where you
ask.
go, here's the zinger.
Mm.
It's always a good
It's
one.
a beautiful hat you've got there.
Yeah. Did
What
you have
what
that
you
on
pay?
the night?
What did you pay for that hat? Does the hat stay on when you're in rough weather? I think it's a fair question, sir. I love me some Columbo.
Columbo was almost a little like, when you talk about Encyclopedia Brown, that he's, at the very end, he's already got it figured out. And if you just listen carefully to what he's asking, you can solve it too. It's like, okay.
Well, I mean, Columbo shows you up front who did it.
Right,
That's
right. I love
was
that.
The interesting way that show was designed is we're going
Mm-hmm.
to show you the murder up front, then we're going to show you how Columbo solves it. Do you know who was the original choice to play Columbo, and he turned it down? Bing Crosby.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, you can't imagine it now.
No.
You look at it and go, there's no way Bing Crosby
No.
could have played that role.
And maybe it's,
Yeah.
everything works out for the best, and there's a reason that he didn't get it.
Everything that we love about Columbo, the Peugeot, the dog, the rumpled jacket, the raincoat, the cigars, every bit of that was Peter Falk. He came up with that all by himself. He was like, this is who this guy is going to be. And it's funny because, those were in the early 70s. Used to love those. And then they brought it back around again in the 90s, and he was still a lieutenant. So you're like, you didn't really move up much there, did you?
Progress.
What's going on
But you couldn't
there,
move him
Lieutenant
up.
Columbo?
You couldn't move him up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work, the coat and the cigar and
Well,
everything.
he would not want to sit behind a desk. That's
No.
not who Columbo is. Now, here's a question for you. What was Columbo's first name?
Could not tell you.
There are a couple of theories on the subject.
Oh, there's theories.
Yes,
So he didn't really
theories.
have a first name?
Well, apparently they did show a badge at one point with his name on it.
Is this a trivia
I wonder
question
if
we're
anybody
supposed to
knows
know?
it. I wonder if anybody knows it.
Huh.
5459950.
What are you going to give them if they guess it right?
Nothing. Not a thing.
Can
You
they
get-
go? They can go on the first wing stop. that
You'll
we
get
go to.
you'll get the warm feeling of being correct,
Oh, wow.
which I have
People
all the
are
time.
like, forget that.
What?
According to what I can tell, it was never actually spoken in the show.
It never was.
Mm.
846 with Dixon and Funny. Back in a flash. Stick around. 8:51. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Did this one very late in the show at the Protective Stadium a couple of years ago. It's around this time of year. I think it was early June, actually. And great, absolutely great concert. Thankfully, it was not raining at the time. And the crowd went nuts. Thanks to everybody who came up with the exact same answer on Columbo's first name. Yes, on the badge in one episode where he shows it, you could actually see that his first name was Frank Columbo. However, one of the writers and creators said he didn't ever care for that. He always thought that Columbo's first name should be Carl with a C, like Carlos, something like that. He always felt like he was more of a Carl than a Frank. He's just a Columbo, you know? I mean, when you get right down to it, just Columbo. You don't have to call him anything but Columbo. He's a one-name person.
I like that. Yeah, I liked it, too.
Yeah. It worked. Peter Falk, of course, also known for the fabulous job he did as the grandfather in Princess Bride, right? No?
I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't remember
he
that?
was.
I guess I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
I don't even think I saw Princess Bride.
What?
Yeah, I never saw that movie.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow. Okay. You get upset with me because I didn't see Saturday Night Fever. I finally did watch it. It's horrible.
It is horrible
Yeah,
now.
yeah. But you haven't seen Princess Bride, which
I
is
don't think
considered
so.
one of the greatest movies ever
Sorry,
made.
no.
It's
got everything.
It's adventure. It's romance. It's action.
Nope.
It's a period piece.
Mm-mm.
It's got brilliant costuming, lots of
think
sword
so.
fights.
Mm-mm.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my
Come on.
father.
Prepare to
Prepare
die.
to die.
Nope.
Wow.
Come on, get with it.
Inconceivable.
No time in life. Doing too many other things.
I'm bringing you a
That sounds
copy.
like an excuse.
Don't bring me
Bringing
a
you-
copy.
I'm
It'll
gonna
never
go-
get
I'm
watched.
going to make you watch it.
No.
I'm going to sit you down.
We've been
I'm going
through
to
this
make you watch
before.
it.
Sounds
I'm going to
like an
force you.
excuse.
First, I'm going to make you watch that, and then I'm going to go make Spud watch Shawshank.
Oh, goodness.
Good luck with that.
I don't know if you've heard about this, but a dog accidentally shot a woman.
I heard about this.
A dog cannot accidentally shoot anyone.
Oh, so you're saying that the dog did it on purpose? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'm just saying you can't say on purpose or
How
accidentally.
dare you not give me the treats
dog,
I
the
wanted?
dog goes, I accidentally
Bang.
shot you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the dog didn't mean to shoot her, I assume, so
Well,
it was
of
an
course
accident.
the dog doesn't mean to accidentally
Then it's
or
accidental, isn't it?
purposefully.
It was an accident.
It's neither.
How do you
I
say
accidentally shot you.
It's
What, did
either-
you pick the gun up and shoot it?
Either it happened on purpose or it happened by accident. Those are the two choices. There's not a third choice there.
Neither one works.
I disagree. Police in Nebraska, and this is
It
police,
just
Valerie.
listen, it sounds silly if you think about it.
They say a dog
The
accidentally
did
shot a
you,
person.
You say to the dog, did you accidentally shoot her or did you purposely shoot her? And he just looks at you. I don't. I,
Turns his head, does the quizzical thing. Huh? If the dog had actually pumped the shotgun again and fired a
Yeah,
second time,
that would be
then
on
we'd know
purpose.
that was purposeful. We'd know what was going on there.
Right.
Officers were called to a convenience store after receiving a report that a person had been shot by a BB gun at 12:07 p.m. While on the way, they were informed that the case was actually involving a shotgun. When officers arrived, they found a truck with an attached camper. The passenger side door panel of the vehicle had taken damage consistent with a shotgun blast. According to Scotts Bluff police, the owner of the truck had pulled into the convenience store while the passenger was standing near the front passenger side door. A dog in the back seat moved from one side of the vehicle to the other.
Mm-hmm.
The dog triggered a shotgun that had a live shell in the chamber, causing the gun to go off. At the time of the gunfire, a woman was stopped at a traffic light with her arm hanging out the window. One pellet from the shotgun blast struck her in the upper arm, right arm. Her injury was not believed to be life-threatening,
Thank
and a
goodness.
family member took her to the hospital.
Thank goodness it wasn't life-threatening. Could you imagine?
Mm.
Who shot that gun?
Here's what I can't imagine. In the same way that we were talking about the guy who accidentally shot his son's girlfriend in Trustful.
That was a
where you're
weird
like,
one.
Why did you have a .22 caliber revolver loaded there, supposedly a collector's piece, loaded in your gun case? And if you ever have had a revolver, you know that There's not a safety on a revolver. The safety is it's a revolver.
Right.
You know?
That is it.
You understand how that works.
Mm-hmm.
It's a revolver. You literally have to either pull back the hammer and let it go, or squeeze the trigger, or pull back the hammer and squeeze the trigger. There's some combination of things you have to do to make that gun go off. So for this guy to have shot this woman,
Really tough
that
to do
he
that.
has to have done it. I mean, it's more than likely he was pointing the gun at her and was firing and didn't think it was loaded, which is stupid.
Well, you never point a gun at
No.
anybody.
No.
Never.
No.
Ever.
Mm.
Secondly, if you're
Somebody's
going to
willing.
show a weapon,
Yeah.
you're going to make sure it's clear. You're
Absolutely.
going to, if it has ammo in it, you clear it, and then you're like, look at my antique weapon, and you're
Yes.
still,
Yeah.
even though you've unloaded it, just out of precaution,
Yeah.
you never point the gun at anybody.
No.
You point it away from everybody.
Kinda
See,
s-
look at this gun.
It's kind of standard operating procedure. If
Yeah.
you're showing somebody a firearm,
Yes.
you make sure it's not
Nev-
loaded.
never-
Absolutely make sure it's clear.
Jeez.
So why did this person have a shotgun loaded, laying on the back seat in a place where a dog could step on the trigger? Like, that's just, you are
Yeah.
once again not handling your
handling it-
firearms
that's right.
properly. Ugh.
Put your firearms away. Put it away so no child can do anything, no pet can do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just common sense. Or he got lazy or busy, and I'll just set it here. I'll get
Right.
it in a minute, and then the dog, you
Ugh.
didn't go back to it.
It's a reminder of, of course, the Alec Baldwin case where he shot the cinematographer. And I said at the time, there's just not an excuse for having actors dealing with firearms. Everyone says, oh, it's a prop gun. It's not a prop gun. It's a real gun, okay? It's a real gun that they're using fake ammo in when they're doing scenes that involve not shooting at people. They use fake ammo because, even real blanks can do some harm. Ask John Eric Hexum. All right, you can't. He's dead. He killed himself with a gun that had a blank in it.
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee as well. Although that actually had a bullet stuck in the barrel, if I recall correctly. Nonetheless, if you're going to have actors using firearms in movies, even if they're going to be so-called fake firearms, I think they should have to go through a course of understanding how firearms work, knowing what they do, knowing how to disarm them, knowing how to unload them, knowing how to take them apart and put them back together again. You should at least have some working knowledge of these things before you're allowed to touch them on a film set, because we've already had enough accidents to cause, heartache and grief all around. And actors, oh, I'm just a stupid actor. It's not my fault.
No,
I'm
you
blaming
can't
the
do
prop
that.
guy.
No.
It
If
drives
you're
me
going to
crazy.
pick up that weapon, then you better know how to handle it. If you don't touch it.
I feel the same way about if you're going to have a dog in the back seat of the vehicle, you should absolutely train him how to work that shotgun. Make sure he knows how to clear it.
And how to
Make
answer
sure-
to that officer. Was
That's
it an
right.
accident, or did you mean to? Was this on purpose? Is there a treat involved? Maybe so.
Did somebody pay you to shoot that woman in the arm? How many liver snaps did you get? We need answers. It's 9 o'clock, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Once again, you've frittered away 3 solid hours of your morning right here with us.